welcome to the Everyday Board Games Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel, and I have two very special guests today.
I'm Dammit Dom.
I'm GameheadGeek.
And we have these two here today because Daniel, too, was not able to join us because he decided spending time with his family is more important. How rude.
Some people's kids.
But we have a fun one today. We have an interesting topic that we've all been discussing, especially now with the most recent news that forced me to change my list. Concordia is the newest game in the line of Awaken Realms, basically blinging out these Euro games from the past. In fact, it was my number one. Spoiler, it's not on my list anymore because Awaken Realms, literally 6 days before we were going to record this podcast, announced Concordia. And for what we mean about the Awaken Realms treatment kind of thing, or as I called it, getting the games that deserve to be Awaken Realmed, we're talking about older Euro games or just games in general that deserve this blinged out situations that Awaken Realms has been giving them. Castles of Burgundy, Puerto Rico, Agricola, and now Concordia. What are your guys' thoughts on what Awaken Realms is doing with these old Euros?
I think it's great. I mean, it's bringing a lot of the old Euros back into the limelight so that a new generation of people can discover them, especially in this day and age.
I feel like I might have messed up on this list because, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big Euro... Like, I love playing Euro games, but the ones that I already have already been either blinged out by them or haven't... Here's
the thing. I left it vague for you guys just to come out with what you're thinking that should be deluxified or whatever, how you feel it should be getting that treatment. It can be a classic Ameritrash game that you think should... Awaken Realms is known for Ameritrash as well. You look at their...
Well, that's what I figured too, because you said Awaken Realms, so I was like, well, I mean, they've also done like some games that wouldn't be just Euros that they put that... I shouldn't say treatment to, but they have that same enthusiasm on the games that they make.
Yeah, so that's why I left it vague for everybody to do what they're thinking. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But I have a very, very important question to ask you guys. Bryce, what have you been playing?
All right. Well, to get started, finally kind of got the kids upgraded a little bit more in board games. So we started playing Dragonwood. That little dice game as you're trying to go through that Yahtzee style, getting a little bit more into like strategizing about what you need to do to make sure you get those points. So that's what I've been playing. So do you want me to go through my whole list, or you want
just the one? Yeah.
Okay, just the one. Okay, so yeah, so we've been playing Dragonwood. It's one of the wife's favorite games, and the kids seem to like it. So
yeah, your first game.
My first game is Mistwind. Finally got it to the table this last week. Just good route building, pick up and deliver. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I thought it was going to be good, but it was actually one of those games that you're like, oh, okay. Especially once you started grokking it, it was like, how can I do this? So it was one of those games. It was fun and it was nice to have the nice deluxe version of it.
Those whales were nice.
Yeah. So, Mistwind is one I've been playing.
All right, the first game I'm going to talk about here is an oldie but a classic. It is in my top 10 games of all time, something I really do enjoying. And I just most recently played the newest expansion for it, and this is Wingspan from Elizabeth Hardgrave and Stonemaier Games. The Americas expansion is probably up there as one of my two favorite expansions that they've come out with. They've had the European, they've had the Asian, they had Oceania, and they have this one, the Americas. And I love this hummingbird mechanism that they had going with it. Yeah, it adds a little bit more time to the game, but it's not like overly long. Just any normal 4-player version of Wingspan, it's going to give you a little bit of length, just a little bit, but it's still going to be as long as Wingspan normally is. Give or take 10 minutes per player or something like that. But I love this little hummingbird track. You either bring a hummingbird in and get its special ability, or you move a hummingbird off and it gets its special action based on whatever you cover or grab. That's fun. I like playing it with the Nectar. I'm one of the few people who just enjoy Nectar, making it much more streamlined engine builder, because you don't have to worry about making sure you have all the right resources to put out a bird. It's like, oh, I can just use this Nectar as wild. Just makes it a little bit simpler and a little bit cleaner. And so, yeah, this one for me is right up there when it comes to the expansions out there. I like the European expansion because it added a little bit and just more cards. Same thing with the Asia, give you a little twist. I never play it at the 2-player mode, and I never play it at the flock mode, because I am never playing Wingspan at 6, 7, or 8 players. Just not going to happen. I don't even hang out with that many people, so... But yeah, no, the Americas expansion is up there as one of my 2 favorite of the expansions. Your next game, Bryce?
My next one is actually kind of funny because it is a deluxified game, and it was the Puerto Rico on my pick. So that... I love Puerto Rico, and just having all those little tidbits in there just really... I mean, that's the whole reason why we're doing this right now today, is like, what should they do next kind of thing, or what would you want to see done in that style. And so, but just the overall general of how they designed that thing, so you just pull it out like, okay, there's 4 of us, here's what we need for 4 people. Like, we didn't have to dig through or count out or anything like that. Because I remember when we first set up the first Puerto Rico that I had brought out to play, it was when I was like, man, this takes a little bit to get, like, you have to count everything out and get all your bits and bobs set just so you can start playing. And this is nice because it's just boom. And then once you're in there, all those little 3D little terrains and little pieces really does just make it look really cool.
Yeah, I do like what they did with the Puerto Rico, especially what you were just saying, that setup, where it's like, here's for 2 players, here's the stuff for 3 players, here's for 4 players, that's all you need.
It cuts it down so much.
Yep. Oh yeah, man, that bling. Oh man, it gives it table presence finally. You're like, oh, so you like look at the buildings and stuff. You're like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And it's like the buildings are give or take. I like if I'm here at my house, yeah, I'll play with the buildings every now and then. Or if I'm at a con, I would think it would be cool to playing with the buildings. Don't need them. The acrylic stuff is just as well. All right, your next game.
So my next game is another one that I finally got to the table, and that is Fractured Sky. So it's a really cool blind bidding area majority game where you're going to bid with your airships. And it's another one. I have the super deluxe version of it. It's got magnets for the bidding. So you just click it to the bottom of your airship. You put your airship out. Everybody else is trying to guess kind of what you put out there, because you only know where one point is basically on the board. And then everything else, you know, depending on the round, every other point that's out there is hidden from view. So, you know, it becomes really interesting when you're like, well, what do? Do I spend my resources to put out more stuff, build my engine, or do I spend my resources to find out where the points are for the game so that I can keep moving forward? But then again, if you get that information and you start putting it out there, somebody else is going to look at it and go, I wonder what they know that I don't know. I bet there's something there.
Or you can just play as me and be like, I'm going in this blind. We'll see what happens. My odds are fine.
Yep, you play the never tell me the odds strategy.
Yep, that's true.
So how'd that work out for you?
Well,
he won by a point. Yeah. So
that is true. The Fractured Sky bits were more bling than the Puerto Rico bits. The blind bidding, as he's talking about, your tokens are behind a screen, and to pick them up, you use your ship. They're magnetic, so they cover the number.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. All right, the next game.
When I saw your post, I was like, oh man, of course I miss a good night.
Yeah, you missed Dom's night. Of course you're gonna miss a good night.
Yep.
All right, so my next game that I'm going to talk about is another one that you missed. I think it was on Daniel 2's pick. This is a game that both him and me had on our shelf of shame. I have a more blinged out version than the one he has, but this is a Phil Walker Harding game called Misfit Heroes. It's a simple tableau building game, also from AEG. It's kind of card crafting, but not really. So you have like these transparent cards that you're adding stuff to them to give them different capabilities. So either they're humans or they're creatures or they're misfits, depending on how the tag's going in. But what happens in the beginning of the game is that you take out so many per player, you take out those screens, shuffle them up, and then put them back into those cards. So you're only ever changing about 6 to 8 cards, maybe 10 during a gameplay. But it's very interesting because it's simple tableau building. You do, what was it, a 4x4 grid? Something like that? Or 5x5, something like that. Yeah, it's 4x4. And so you're just building them out. You're triggering their abilities. Sometimes they're going to get you special abilities at the end game based on how many things you have on there. But it always have an ability that triggers when you play them out. And so it's really cool what it's doing. It's very simple for one of these games that are about card crafting in a sense. I enjoyed it. The resource management, set collection style of it. It's like, oh, I got these resources, trade these in to get me this component. Now I have 10 points, so now the next person that does the same trade is only going to get like 8 points or that sort of thing. It's a real simple, smart little game. I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I have the blinged out version because the tokens are really nice. I have some foil cards with mine, but honestly, if you buy retail of this one, it's going to be really nice, and it's like $40 for this kind of game. So yeah, Misfit Heroes from AEG and Phil Walker Harding.
One of the coolest things about it was the fact that you have one-time use things, but you have cards that will activate those again.
Yeah.
So nice. they as long as you put it in the row or the column, depending on what the card says.
Alrighty, your third game, sir.
My third game was the Ham Helsing, which was your pick.
Well, it's funny. I'm going to jump in with you because that's also my third pick was Ham Helsing.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I mean, if I remember correctly, there were some things I was having issues with, like with the card crafting portion of it.
Yep.
But just the overall general, like the little spoofs that are in there, and just the overall general of the game style is definitely up my alley, and that's something could definitely get played. I think at my household, maybe on that long side, but still, I think it was a great game. But again, that card crafting was kind of cool.
Yeah, and
that was one of my complaints, is that I feel like the cards should have had like maybe a little bit more in your beginning row, because I feel like you won't get through half of that while playing. I mean, granted, it gives you that replayability portion to it. But
yeah. I'm going to jump in with him because it's also my number 3. It's a fun little co-op game from Fireside Games and Justin DeWitt, friend of the podcast. I liked it because the art style is so cute. It's fun. It's kind of deck building, but not really, because it's the same cards, but you're adding more stuff to them as you're going. We're working as a team to try to destroy the big evil. It looks really cool. I love the fact that I'm still pushing for this. Give me more games with acrylic standees. I think those are fantastic.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't need miniatures. Of course, we're talking about this on an Awaken Realms podcast. But I love the acrylic standees. If they gave me acrylic standees and say like Horrified, I think it would be fantastic. But they just look so much nicer on the table than the cardboard standees out there. The clear cards were pretty cool. I get what you're saying about the you wish your card has a little bit more kind of thing, and then the sharing of the stick or something like that, the sword. If you're Ham Helsing, you're the one that gets it, and then you have to share it you only get to use it once the entire game. It's cool. I like it. I'm glad I owned it. It's a fun one. Plus, we're big fans of Fireside Games, and they really know how to do some co-op games. All right, your third game, sir.
My third game is actually an oldie. Quite old. It is Fresco. So I taught this one to my mom like a week or two ago, and she really ended up liking it. So it is basically a worker placement, or should I say a secret worker placement, resource collection, conversion game. So
the math ain't mathing.
You're like, wait, what? So what you're doing is behind your screen, you have 5 basic worker placement spots. Those include getting your paints, because it's a fresco. You have to paint it. In general, though, your paints are going to come in primary colors. So to make secondary colors and tertiary colors, you have to mix them.
So you mean gray?
Well, for some people it's gray. For the rest of us, there is actual color.
You said you played this with your mom?
Yeah.
He played it with us as well.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? I was like, so how did that go?
It's actually not that bad. The colors could be a little bit better, but yeah, no, it's fine.
So, actually, that's the other thing, too. So what's nice, because I have the deluxe version again of this, in the big box, or the mega box is what they call it, because it's a Queen game, is that the stuff he's talking about, like the colorblindness, this is more colorblind friendly because it has the acrylic pieces for the paints, and they're all shaped differently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice.
So you can tell the difference in the paints based on that. So yeah, you got to mix your paints, but your second action is actually paint the fresco. So if you have the paints, you can go out to the board and paint. That's how you score your points. Paint the fresco. But then there's also, you got to make sure your workers or your apprentices are happy, and you got to make sure that. Then you also got to take jobs on the side and paint, family portraits and things like this. But the cool thing about the family portraits is you can either take them for money or special powers. So, and some of them are instant powers. They'll get you paints, they'll get you money. Some of them are like, well, every round, get a blue paint. So, I mean, it's pretty cool, like, the way it all works. And then basically the game ends when you have 6 or fewer tiles left on the board, and you get one more round. And, of course, depending on how many people you're playing with, in the final round, there's 2 painting spots instead of keeping your workers happy, because at that point, it's like, we don't have to worry about this.
You're going to fire them all after?
So,
Job's done.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's Fresco.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I do enjoy it. Like I said, I was very worried when he was teaching this one. I'm like, oh, man. Now, the blue and the purple were kind of confusing me a little bit, so we just separated them, and it was much easier to deal with because it was like cubes or something like that at first.
It was cubes, but it was size of cubes.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's not bad. I really do enjoy this game. I'm just glad he has it because I don't have enough space for it, the big box. All right, your last game, sir.
My last game is a very old classic. I had gotten a new deck of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards, so I taught the kids how to play. Actually, I didn't teach Beckham. I taught Blair. I taught her how to play Rummy, and so we played Rummy for the first time with her, which was a lot of fun. So, not really board game related. It's card game, but it's
we count it. We
did
a whole brainstorm of Rummy.
Yeah. So it's one that we're just trying to. She keeps asking to play more in games, so I was like, you know what? Let's play some Rummy. That's what I used to. That's what I grew up playing. Like,
yeah, that's a core memory for me too.
Time.
That's I played Rummy with my dad growing up, so I get it.
So,
all right, your last game, sir.
So my last game is another game I taught my mom, although I've played with all of you. That is Evergreen, which is the follow-up to Photosynthesis. Except this is a much easier version of it.
Not as mean, but still confusing.
It's slightly mean.
Not as mean as Photosynthesis from what I heard.
because you have your own board. So it's one of those deals of you draft a card, you place out on your board, you get a special ability, and you go from there. And I mean, you have choices. You either put out 3 sprouts, grow 2 trees, put out 1 tree, 1 sprout, or you choose to ignore all rules and place out 1 sprout or 1 tree somewhere else. And, I mean, that's pretty much the game. The card tells you where you can play, tells you what your bonus is, you move up your bonuses, gain your points through sun. Points at the end of every round. There's 4 rounds. and depending on what direction the sun is facing as to how many trees catch the sun and you get points for. So Evergreen was it was good. Once my mom started getting it, she's like, okay, she liked it. So I don't know. It's one of those games I think is kind of simple enough to be able to teach most people, but still has enough strategy to keep gamers engaged.
Yeah, my issue with Evergreen is the scoring confused the bejesus out of me, because the way the sun goes around the board, and it's like, okay, now it's going this way, and now it's down over here, and I got to go this way? No. But yeah, no, it's not a bad game. And then the last game I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to preface this with, sorry, GameheadGeek, really sorry about this one. And this is The Veil of Eternity. I just recently played this one with the whole group here, and we had a blast playing it. Poor GameheadGeek was having a hard time.
Yeah. I want to love this game. I really do. But every time I play it, I'm just like, I hate this game. I hate it. And I'm like, I'll give it another try. I still hate it. But it looks so gorgeous, and it just doesn't grok in my head, and I think that's the issue. I can't get the combos like everybody else is getting.
Yeah, and the thing is it's very simplistic drafting, and one of my favorite drafting mechanisms that you don't see in games all that often. It's a snake draft, so everybody's kind of familiar with that. But it's like, if you're first in a round, you pick one card, and then you're left whatever's last after everybody else. So it would go, in a 4-player game, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 3, 2, 1. And so your choices are simple. Either bring that card into your hand, sell that card for the stones, and you're limited to how many stones you're allowed. You're only allowed 4 stones. So if you have 4 ones, you can't get better stones, and you can't make change. I can't turn those 4 ones into a 3 and keep a 1. No, you have to spend those stones. Hey, this card cost me 2 when I'm putting it out in my tableau. I only have a 3. Oh well, I'm overpaying. I'm not making change. I love that concept, and I like the fact that if every card's overpowered, it is very streamlined in that aspect, and how you're playing and how you're triggering them just right. And it's like, oh, I'm playing this down, and then I get points based off how many of the blue characters that I have in here. I enjoy this game. I'm sorry you had a hard time with this one.
Again, I do want to try it again, but like I just don't grok it well enough to see those line up, or I do something that I thought was going to work, and I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't, fuck, like, now I'm out. So, because you have one bad round in that, and you literally could be, like, halfway down the board on points.
I mean, first and third were 2-point difference, or third, yeah, it was like 65, 64, 63.
What was last place? What was last place? It was like a 30-point span from me to the next people. And
you turned the corner.
You went around the corner. It's fine.
Yeah, the first time I played, I didn't even make the corner. Like I said, I love the game. It looks gorgeous. It's just not for me for whatever reason.
All right, and we're getting ready to do this again. We're doing a Chits and Giggles games that deserve to be Awaken Realmed, or games that should be Awaken Realmed, as I have it worded here. What we're talking about here is, again, Awaken Realms has brought some classic games and gave them a real massive facelift. Whether they're putting miniatures in them or just the acrylic components and stuff like that. And so we're going to be discussing the games that we believe should get this treatment to get that facelift. Now, I don't know how you guys made your list, because I left it vague for you guys to do however you wanted to do it. We kind of talked about it at the beginning of the top of the podcast. What I did for myself personally is that I gave myself a minimum, or like the 2016 was my cutoff threshold. So basically a game that's 10 years or older, this way can be brought to this time frame. Other than that, that was the main cutoff I got here. I did not stick to Euro games. I just think these are the games. I also kind of put something on there. There's a little bit of stuff in here that I'm like, personally, this is kind of what I want. But a lot of these games are like massive games that deserve a facelift for today's day and age kind of stuff. I don't know how you did yours.
So I did mine basically. I didn't give myself a cutoff date, because there was a couple of like even slightly newer games that I felt really deserve this treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are actually at least 8 or 9 years old. I do have some older ones, but there are a few that are even within the last 5 years. So it's like,
I get it. Yeah, I just give it to me personally because I want to see the older games come back.
But I did tend to stick sort of, actually I guess technically most of these could be considered Euros in general. But there's one that is kind of, there's a couple that might be considered hybrid games.
I have one co-op on mine.
So, co-ops. Interestingly enough, I don't have any co-ops on mine.
I have 3 co-ops on mine.
And how did you make your list?
So mine is just taking the treatment that they've used, whether it be like tiles or terrain or something of that nature that I feel could be put into a game to give it that nice, like, oompah. That's what I used. Now, I will say this. Once I made it, I was like, well, I mean, some of these games have gotten, like, some reprints, Mm-hmm. I'm just like, it's just...
It didn't seem...
here versus... Yeah, what you did here just doesn't seem like it would have been as good. My last one on my list is definitely just so I could get miniatures of these things.
So, are you saying you're number 8 or you're number 1?
My number 8.
Okay. All right, everybody ready?
Yep, we're starting with 8, right?
Yeah, starting with number 8. So, Gamehead, that's all you.
So, this is one of those that had a reprint, and it was gorgeous. Me and you actually played it the first time we went to Dice Tower West, and that is Small World. I feel, since they have those nice acrylic tiles for what they did in Puerto Rico, just to have, even, I'm not saying like all the expansions, but just a base set in a box, not a wood box, but a box with all the people, the components, everything like that, having the terrain to be put onto the board, maybe a 6-player expansion, because I know that was a thing for Small World, but just to have Small World in something that you could get that doesn't cost you $2,000 now.
We did play that nice version of it at Dice Tower West, and it was awesome. It was really cool.
Yeah,
in fact,
amazing.
I haven't played a physical copy of that game except for I haven't played a physical copy of the base game Small World since then. I've only played the World of Warcraft Small World.
I need to pick that one up still. That's the only one I'm missing because I have almost everything for Small World except for the World of Warcraft. And I almost picked it up at Bookman's, but then that's when I found Colosseum, and I was like, Colosseum or Small World?
He's still teasing you, huh?
Like, Torture Dom or...
I went with Colosseum.
Go with Torture. Nice.
All right, damn it. Yours?
All right, so my first one is a nod to Daniel 2. He brought it over. It was one of those games that...
Frederikus, really?
No. God, no. All copies of that should be burned.
That game. I'm sorry. I know it's off topic, but...
Oh, you would have felt the same way I did, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I've heard the stories of this game of you literally just keep making someone just to end the game.
And Daniel, that's the only game he ever hated winning.
Yes. I won. I feel dirty.
Dirty.
No. This is Hamburgum.
That one was on my short list. That one really does deserve it.
So it's just, I mean, the game itself is just bland when you look at it. I mean, there's no other way. Like, especially now, like, you see the cover and you're going to walk right by it. It does not jump out at you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even jump out for Euro.
Oh, here's the thing. You remember the old school game cover that everybody complains about that is a good game? Kalis, the original Kalis, where it has the angry guy with the cross arms? This was worse than that one.
Jeez.
Yeah. New artwork, please.
Keep the bell. That was cool.
Yes, keep the bell. But I mean, like, yeah, I would love to see a The only good part about that game is the bells. Yeah, pretty much. I would love to see like just new artwork.
More legible board.
More legible board. You can have stuff like the churches be minis.
Yeah.
So that you can actually see on the board.
Minis that are almost like Legos, where when you're building them up, you can
see where they are, because you're like, which district is this in? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean the game itself was good. It's just, oof.
A funny story. Also designed by the Concordia designer, Matt Gertz.
Yeah, maybe he'll get 2 done.
That one deserves it. I don't disagree with you. Again, that was on my short list. The first game on my list is the one game I have not played yet. And I think this is a game that is well loved, well liked. It deserves to be put on a list like this because the look of it is one of the reasons why I haven't played it yet, even though I've heard really good things about this game. This game is the Grand Austria Hotel. From Lookout Games and, Virginio Gigli and Simone Luciani. It is, what I heard, a quintessential Euro. It's a fantastic engine style kind of thing. You're building up this hotel and stuff like that. The look looks so dated, and this game is maybe 10, well, yeah, it is 10 years, like 10, 11, 12 years or something like that, and it just looks older than that. Not as bad as Hamburgum, as you were mentioning earlier, but it is a heavy, not heavy Euro, but it's up there in the medium weight style games. I will eventually try it, whether it gets this thing or not, but this one deserves that upgraded look with the fantastic art, with the artists that Awaken Realms brings in. And like I said, this is the reason why it's my number 8, because I haven't played it. I don't know, and it's mainly because of the look of the game is kind of holding me back from trying this one out, and that is the Grand Austria Hotel.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually. Just
That
another one you're going to walk by. I mean, it's got this guy with a big chin on the front.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you look at it, you're like, and we're moving on.
It's in the top 100 of BGG for a reason. It's one of those things that I look at, I'm like, fine, and walk away and go look at something else.
Actually, that's what I limited myself to the top 400 on BGG.
There you go. All right, our number 7s.
So mine is Betrayal House on the Hill. This is my first one.
Yep.
It did get the treatment. It was called Legacy.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like it could have. I don't know. I feel like there could have been some changes on that just to make it a little bit better. Even with that one, like the little card that you get overall, but like actually having, I don't know, some different artwork on the cards, throwing a little bit. I mean, the house always looks cool when it sprawls out and stuff, but like all the little tokens and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like that could get like a nice little treatment in there.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
Just a little bit better.
I mean,
like you said, don't get me wrong. Legacy was a lot better than the original, and even I would say even better than the reprint that they've done with it. Because I know they did the reprint, which is where you could get the Hit expansion.
Don't be dissing Betrayal at Mystery Manor.
Which Mystery Manor? Is that the Scooby-Doo?
That's the Scooby-Doo version.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that was a clever deal, and I still need to pick that one up.
It's good. I've actually played it. I own it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Just because it really does fit that theme of going into that and doing like that. That's the perfect team to do that with.
Yeah, and if you want to try it with the kids, I'll lend it to you.
Okay.
I mean, Betrayal House on the Hill. I mean, one needs actual miniatures for each character, and then the other thing is it needs like the CMON character boards.
Oh yeah.
So you can stick just the
those
cards
stupid clips alone need to be replaced.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can just track everything on a board.
And I feel like once you do your haunt, like you should even have like a figure to take over whoever is that person. Like they turned into something. Mm-hmm. So it kind of just gives you that visual effect of like, okay, that's no longer that little creepy girl that I thought was creepy. It's now like this possessed demon child.
I also think Betrayal in the House on the Hill needs the kind of app integration like they did to Return to Dark Tower that gives you that ambiance as well. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
It would also help with the haunt.
Yeah, exactly. You're number 7.
So my number 7 is a Paulo Mori game. I'm not sure how you would do it, but I'd love to see what Awaken Realms does with it. This is Ethnos. This is also one of the ones that's slightly... It's under that 10-year window. Just barely, I think.
Thought about this one, but yes, because it didn't fall in that 10... I think it was 2017 or 18, something like that.
Yeah, it's right there. But so... and so, like... Just the artwork.
It has 2 reprints. And it had Archaeos Society and Ethnos 2.0.
Well, Chaos Society, I want to like Archaeos Society. I just can't. It's not Ethnos. Like, it's its own thing.
Yeah. It's like they took the game and it's like, okay, well, let's make it a little bit better. Which I'll give it. They did it. But it's not Ethnos. It's not. Instead
of fighting, it's tracks.
Yeah, it's tracks. And that's not... The game was interesting because it was that area control and that one-upsmanship of how many resources do I spend here to make sure I control this area versus what I have to get rid of out of my hand. So I mean that's part of it. I mean, just new artwork for the cards, and then something other than like even in the reprint that I've seen. The area control pieces, they just don't look that good. I mean, the original is like, okay, these are the discs that have holes in them. Woo. They mean something. Not really.
One thing I will say, what I want them to do if they do the Awaken Realms treatment to this game is do what they did in Archaeos Society and put just a little thing for you could tell what each color is. Yeah. That was their big issue in the original ones because I couldn't tell like half the colors. Archaeos Society put like different bands on the colors. This way you know this is the red, this is the orange.
I think with that new reprint that Simon did, they did change up the color system on there.
But the other thing they need to do is actually like multiple maps, and then on the maps each different country, if you want to call them that, or area, needs to be a specific color so that you can be like, okay, and then you can put those symbols on there so you can be like, rather than just the outline in the color, you're like, where is this again? Do I really want that place?
Yeah.
So.
No, I don't disagree. Like I said, it was on my short list. My number 7... This one's just for me. You guys are not going to agree with this, but I want another Feld game brought back on the Awaken Realms treatment because Alea has done Feld dirty with how hard it is to see half his games. And this is one of my personal favorite Felds. I really do enjoy this one. It's probably one of the only ones that I like more than everybody else, and this is Notre Dame, or Notre Dame. I really love the concept of this game. I love the ability to change the board depending on the player count, trying to build up the cathedral, worrying about rats, and then I love the concept of like the workers get more powerful as you're more or in that area. And I really do enjoy this style of game. And I want to play it more. It's just, one, it's very hard for me to read sometimes because of my color blindness, and two, all the other Felds that are coming out nowadays from Queen Games, it's like, I bet you this is the next one in their line. I'm like, I don't want them to have it. I want Awaken Realms to have this one specifically because of what they did for Castles of Burgundy. I thought Castles of Burgundy was the creme de la creme when it came to it, and then they did what they did with Puerto Rico, and I'm like, oh man, and I can't wait to see what they do with Agricola. I could just imagine what they would do with Notre Dame here, and I enjoy the mess out of this game. I love my Felds, and I just needed to put another Feld on this list. I was between this and Trajan is the other one, but I'm like, Trajan's just that one major board where you have the little different areas that you're controlling, whereas this one can have a lot more manipulation with their customization rather than that central board. They'll give you give us little plastic miniature rats that get put on the board. Yeah, it's just a lot more fun that they can go in here. Great card stock and stuff like that. So yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually did think of this game when I was like, well, I mean, we're gonna do one like what's a good Euro? I was like, Notre Dame was a pretty good one where it felt very bland, and I would like to see some of that built up a little bit more on that.
The Awaken Realms rats like that in my head is like
you're like ooh
would be cool. And the other thing too, I was thinking about it. Same thing in the like with Hamburger, when you're building the churches, because they did it in what's it called? Was there Lords of Hellas, where you can build them up? Like that would be very cool to be able to do. Like especially something. Yeah, like Notre Dame, where you're building and you just see the church go up.
Yeah.
So.
I think it would look really cool. And again, Awaken Realm Rats just sounds cool. And Daniel too is saying he'd choose if he was going to go with a Feld, he would go with Trajan. And again, I said I don't disagree. It's just there's not going to be much that they can do because it's just central board. Whereas this one has the different leaves that are going out there. All right, moving on to our number 6, Gamehead.
This is going to take that knife and turn it a little bit. It's going to be Coliseum.
It kind of already
Coliseum,
got that.
Yeah, and I don't know how much it will on this new one. I remember seeing a little bit, but I would love to see you actually like Coliseum pieces that you attach. Just overall good, like either a minute. I know people got mad when they were talking about miniatures, but like I have Coliseum twice. I have the Days of Wonder, and I have the one
Tasty Minstrel.
Yeah, Tasty Minstrel. And I could see how people got mad with the little like wood deals, because those little even just the player pawns are amazing on it. So, but actually having Coliseums in there and having like a really cool board using maybe a little bit of that same artwork, and then having like actual acrylic tiles for it, I think would be. I don't know. I think that'd be a great one to have set up in that context.
The new one from Fantasia is looking pretty good too, but again, Awaken Realms is just showing they're the best at when it comes to bringing these refreshes.
And my other concern too is like I've heard that I don't know if it's the same company. Are they the same people that did the Mystery at the Abbey?
No, that's Pueblo? Mojito.
They did Pueblo.
Mojito.
Also.
Okay. I was thinking that was done by them. So
no, Fantasia is the
really
same.
Bad things.
They're the ones that did the Vincent Dutray, Andrew Bosley one, the Freud game. I can't think of the name of Unconscious Minds, and they also did the Endless Winter.
Okay.
All right, you're number 7.
So my number 7 is actually...
sorry, 6.
My 6. Is probably one of the 2 newest games on here. I don't know if it is the newest or not. I don't remember. I didn't look it up. And that one is the Guild of Merchant Explorers.
Yes. This one does need it because, oh my god, this one hurts my eyes.
It is. You walk by it, like, if I hadn't actually seen the gameplay on it, I would have ignored this game. Just
21, 22, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it might be the newest. It's going to be close. But this game is just like, please, artwork.
Exactly, Danny. Daniel too says, yes, make it so I can see it. Exactly.
Like, just some artwork. I mean, instead of cubes, they can be individual player pieces. So you can see it. The towers can actually be towers. Yeah. Things like that. I mean, and more maps. Just more maps. Because, like, the game doesn't need a lot of expansions unless they're literally just like, we're putting out more maps and maybe a couple more cards to go with those maps for special rules. And that's like it. It's a pretty solid game as it is. But, I mean, if the gameplay wasn't so good, it would have left my collection a long time ago. Like, because it was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
and route building and stuff. So,
Speaking of which, me and Daniel too over here just recently played this on Board Game Arena, and honestly, I wish it would get an Awaken Realms treatment because I don't want to play the physical game anymore because it handles so beautifully in Board Game Arena. I can actually see it. So, all right. So my number 6 is the one co-op on my list, and again, this is a personal one for me because we all know I'm a history buff guy. I love my history and stuff like that. This game deserves the Awaken Realm treatment because, one, the historical context of it would be good. 2, it's already a fantastic game. And 3, I'd rather have, miniatures or something instead of cubes, kind of like what they did with Puerto Rico and stuff like that. And this is Freedom Underground Railroad.
Yes.
This game is designed by Brian Mayer and comes from Academy Games. I don't want them to change the card artwork by any means. I love that historical newspaper, old photos and stuff like that. I think that needs to stay. But upgrade the cubes, upgrade the catcher, upgrade all the different components, give us a more legible, readable board, give us all that awesome concepts for this co-op game that tells a very good historical time frame in our world. But also is a very smart and good game with that cooperative style aspect of it. Give us metal coins for the money that you need to pick up. Give us like that fantastic treatment and give this game new life. Because this is a fantastic game. This is a very well thought out game to the point where like you can go to the Academy website and you can get a booklet that will teach you how to use this game and integrate it into your history classes to teach this time frame while playing a board game and stuff like that and talking about a lot of this historical aspects. And if you get Awaken Realms to make this game, I know they would do it with love and care and just make it really sing for what it needs to be singing for. And so again, my number 6 is Freedom, the Underground Railroad. What's your thoughts on that one?
that one definitely needs it. I mean, I understand some of the decisions with the cubes and stuff like that, but I also feel that it would bring more to it if they were miniatures. There would definitely be more.
Make it more real, as
Make it
Daniel
more
too
real,
said.
yeah, and
impactful.
and more. There's more. Yeah, you just connection to it.
Yeah.
Whereas you have to realize this is part of our history.
Yeah, it needs to be told.
It needs to be told, and there were some very brave people out there that were doing lots of stuff that could get them killed.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's found out or they're found and things like that. So it is something though that it probably should have more impact, and it's always a game I felt should have more impact than it kind of did.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite games for that reason, just how impactful the game actually is.
Yeah.
All right, after that little heavy bit, why don't we go to our number 5s, Gamehead?
So, again, this got a remake. The company that did it did a very bad job. Hero Quest.
This was on my short list. This was on my short list.
Just because, like, you had this, what people were expecting. I mean, like, in the sense that, like, okay, we want terrain. We want to build this up. We want to have these cool thing for this. And then they came out with, like, a Monopoly version of their game just to say they reprinted it. And granted, it's nice because it's brought a lot of stuff back into print. They've even made new stuff for it. But the quality of those miniatures and the terrain, I mean, I can get better stuff making it on my 3D printer than I could get out of that itself. And that's what bugs me. I'm just like, why? Like, you're a big known company. You had the backing. You could have made this a great system. But you're just like, no. So
Yeah, I don't disagree. It was on my short list. My whole thing is the only reason I didn't put it on my list is because I don't want Awaken Realms to get it. I want Restoration to get it because they'll make it more streamlined and more just like what they did to Return to Dark Tower.
I'll give you that. That would be cool too. But again, just the overall of how they've done everything, I would like that same aspect in that.
No, I get you.
Sense.
Restoration would gamify it.
Yeah, there you go. The Restoration would gamify it.
Yeah.
All right, you're number 5.
So my number 5 is actually one. I mean, it's a decent production. It's something that GameheadGeek managed to get his hands on. Some nice components for it. Unfortunately, those nice components had a lot of issues with them. And this is Nidavellir.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see Awaken Realms do this. Get a nice stand for the coins. Get metal coins.
Yeah.
It would be expensive, don't get me wrong. But then
no,
again,
I'm just thinking this would probably be their cheapest Awaken Realm.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to do too much.
But, yeah, I mean, and then, some kind of acrylic, like the taverns, quote unquote, which is what they are, like in acrylic or whatever, rather than the cardboard that they're in. I mean, because at its heart, it's a card game.
Yeah.
And you could acrylic the your player boards and things like that. But I think this would be a great game and it would bring it back to the forefront, because this is a great game. Like, this bidding game that you're like, where do I go with this? Blind bidding. Should I go here? Should I go there? What are the two that I'm going to hold out? So, I mean, yeah, I think either that or actually, Daniel too just said something that I hadn't thought of. Actually, especially after the game we played this week, I should have thought of this.
Yeah.
Each person has has 3 characters, and you click your deals to it and you put them out.
There you go.
With magnets, and I think that would be one of the coolest things.
Fracture style, okay.
Yeah, you do something like that. Yeah, where and then you can look at it and go, well, their character's there already. Wonder what they did. So,
yeah.
I mean, I think Nidavellir would be a great one for them to bring out, and this is either the newest one or the second newest one. This is the other one that was on there that I know for a fact are very much less than the 10 years.
Oh, yeah. All right, my number 5 is an older game. I want to say it's like 2013, 2012, somewhere around there. It is a T-Series game, or some people consider it a T-Series game. In fact, it might be one of the first ones. And this is one that I enjoy a lot, and I think Awaken Realms getting a hold of this one would make it amazing. And this is Tzolk'in, the Mayan calendar. Just imagine them getting a hold of those cogs. Oh man, it would look nice. And less stickers and more acrylic stuff rather than the stickers that I had put on this game, because for some reason CGE loves back in the day loves you stickering all your your wood pieces. Another Simone Luciani, and this one of course being Daniel Teschini, as a great worker placement game. I love the fact that you're trying to leave your worker on there for as long as possible to get the most amount of those resources as these cogs are turning. But you're like, do I want to pull them back now before something happens, or we're going into a new age? I think this would be really well done under Awaken Realms. That really classic, bringing the Euro style game back into the forefront with great components. Some great acrylics. The workers would be really neat how they would do this one. And just, again, imagining what they would do with those gears just gets me excited to be like, oh man, I really want them to bring this back because of just how those gears would work. And Tzolk'in, the Mayan calendar, is my number 5, and for good reason. All right.
It was definitely one I thought about, but I was like, it's a solid addition as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, would it be better? Sure.
Of course. Well, Puerto Rico, 1897 was a solid addition. They still made it better.
It's true.
But with that being said, let's move to our... Oh, go ahead.
No. I was just, I remember that game came out with those gears. Everybody was excited about how that thing worked, but...
Yeah. All right. Going on to our number 4 is Gamehead.
So, again, this got a reprint. Sorry, I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but...
He hated it, is what he's saying.
I'm not saying I hated it, but it was just one of those... I think they could do a little bit better with this, and it is Lords of Vegas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do straight up... I know when they did the reprint for this, and it was on Kickstarter, that you could get poker chips, stuff like that, but I would feel like having that capability with the poker chips, a better board design... and then having that terrain, and I think that's what they did in the reprint, where they actually made like actual 3D pieces instead of just the thick cardboard. But again, just making that kind of feel like you're on the strip and everything like that. I think Lord of Vegas would be an awesome set for that.
I don't disagree. That would be a good one
for sure. Like, yeah, ooh, those buildings is
watching those buildings go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, too, I mean, because it's one of those, a little bit on the color scheme, too. I think when we were playing it, you guys were having a hard time with some of the colors for the...
Story of our life.
The casinos. Yeah, I know. But still, like, I think if you did, like, a terrain piece, it'd be easier to, like, design it so that way, like, okay, well, this one has, like, a triangle on the 4 corners kind of thing. So it gives you a little bit more of a... what that is by looking at it.
Nice. I don't disagree with this pick. I think it would be a good one. Okay, so you're number 4.
So my number 4 actually is an oldie. This is also one of the first games I played when I got into the hobby. And it's also one of my favorite games. And I know for a fact that's a favorite game of Daniel too. And that is Carcassonne.
Mm-hmm.
I think this would be a great game to be able to... that they could actually do 3D printed pieces, kind of like they did for Castles of Burgundy, where you have just the individual pieces, and then in the bag, you pull out of the bag, you look at it and go, okay, that's what this tile is this, and you place that tile out. And I think it makes some interesting board states and things like that.
This would be the most expensive reprint. Just think at all the tiles becoming freaking acrylic tiles.
Yes, very much so. Especially if you lifted them up just enough to have like a little bit of a wall, so when you look at the presence of the table, seeing like those buildings, it would look amazing. Don't get me wrong, but that would be almost as expensive as when they redid Catan in 3D.
Yes, exactly.
$300 for a $20 game kind of thing.
You spent that much on Zombicide.
Yeah, but
well, I'm just saying.
Plastic in that.
There's just the massive the acrylics. I'm like, don't get me wrong, it would look good. I'm just like, that would be expensive for how much plastic because what Awaken Realms does, they take all the expansions too. Jeez Louise.
The funny thing is each expansion's only like 6 or 8 tiles.
Yeah, still 6 or 8 tiles already on what 200 tiles, something like that. I don't know.
I don't remember what the talk.
You add what 2 rivers? You add the inns and cathedrals.
Oh, the rivers would be so cool. now that I think of it, the rivers would be so cool. So yeah, it's. I think it would be a game. It would be fun to see, like you being able to. Plus, then you can
just imagine though. Miniature ghosts.
Yeah. Well, that's what I say though. Is that you can also like now it's easy to place out your workers so you know what they're on. You know, if
a proper working catapult.
Like, yeah.
Daniel 2 is all up in this one.
Yeah, of course he would be.
Yeah, if it's a city, then they're in the city. Then it's on the city side. Yeah. If it's on the road, they're on the road. If they're in the field, you don't have to lay them down anymore.
Just to get them the use of the. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that would help out a lot. And Daniel, they could just borrow the one from the Monty Python game.
Oh God. I think that might have been worse.
Oh yeah, no, that one's bad.
That was a game we didn't even finish.
All right, I'm pulling a Bryce on this one. This one did get a reprint per se,
Why is
but
it called pulling a Bryce? No, time out. Why is it called pulling a Bryce?
because it's already been. You've already mentioned this like 3
times.
times that it's already gotten a reprint. This had a reprint. They had a massive big box for this game.
It was poorly done. We were talking about making it great again.
This was poorly done. That's why I'm going here. This is actually one of my favorite games, and I think this one deserves an Awaken Realms treatment because as much as I enjoy the 3D version of this game, these are just plastic pieces that were 3D printed that GameheadGeek could have done for me, and this is Terraforming Mars. This is a 2016 game. I love everything about Terraforming Mars. I love all the different cards. I love the resource, the recessed boards that you have to buy extra down the line. I love the prelude expansions that add really good depth to the game. I really dislike the 3D sculpts that they gave us for the big box version of the game for you can keep everything together in one box because they're cheap 3D printed plastic, and Awaken Realms has shown you how you can do really well with plastic miniatures. I mean, look at the workers in Puerto Rico. Look at the buildings in Puerto Rico. Or better yet, the buildings in Castles of Burgundy that look really good. Not to mention the stuff that you can go see on their Agricola game found just recently happened. I'm excited what they're going to be doing with the Concordia stuff to see what they do there. This one needs that look, that style, because it's already a very Euro style game. But man, just imagine like the nuclear device just coming off the board when you throw it out there, or the comet crashing down, or the cities looking how they would look on there, and then you just have your player color saying, hey, or plant like a little flag saying, this is my city. The forest on there, how that 3D map just starts forming as you're terraforming it, how well it would look. And so this one I was hemming and hawing about putting on the list. In fact, this pushed another game off my list when I finally decided on this one, because I was looking at my version of it. I'm like, yeah, this has to go on this list, because I really, really disliked the 3D printed miniatures that they gave us for this game. Now, are they functional? Yes. Do they look better than the little cardboard stuff? Yes. But imagine Awaken Realms getting a hold of this game and putting it out there. I think this would just do gangbusters.
I considered this game. I did. I thought about it. And I was like, well, I mean, it does have the big box edition. It's decent. It's not great, but it's better than it was.
Yeah.
Which is at least there was that to be said for. It wasn't like GameheadGeek said, well, they got worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was at least better than it was, but
yeah, GameheadGeek
nice.
could print me better stuff than they gave me in that box.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
Well, especially now with some of the printers, you could do it with multicolor, so you don't even have to paint it. It's just
exactly. But so that's why, again, this is kind of personally for me, but also because they kind of dropped the ball on the big box expansion. Mm-hmm. I think Awaken Realms getting a hold of this game would make it look really good. But with Legacy coming out, I highly doubt they're ever going to do a Terraforming Mars Awaken Realm version. I still think they should, but c'est la vie. Your number 3, Gamehead.
So I think I'm the only one that truly likes this game.
Probably.
And out of our group for sure. But my number 3, or whatever number we're on, is Orleans. So they did the geek bit ups. I feel like you could do so much with this, in that sense, where you could really make this a great piece, kind of like Puerto Rico and or Castles of Burgundy. When it's out on the table, everybody's just like, oh my god, what are you playing, kind of thing.
I don't hate Orleans. I think it's just trying to do too much. That for a bag builder, it's trying to do too much.
This is actually on my short list, and then I realized you'd have it on your list, so I didn't put it on there.
I knew it was going to be on his list if he joined us, so...
Yeah, I'm always campaigning. I love this game. It's one of my favorites. I've tried doing so many things without having to buy those Geek Up bits. I found something finally, so once I finally get the printer I want, I'll definitely be doing the printing out some stuff for this.
I don't blame you, but yeah, you champion this game proudly. You fly that flag.
Yep.
I do.
All right, you're number 3.
My number 3 is a Queen game, so we finally did get to a Queen game. I mean, it was only a matter of time.
Yeah. Is that Fresco?
It is not Fresco. I mean, I considered it, but I was like, they actually did a pretty good job on the Mega Box. So,
is this the Wizards one or the what is it? Merlin?
No, actually, that would.
I know it's not going to be a Feld.
That would have been a good one too.
Yeah.
No. This is older than all of those by a lot. This is another game that I played when I first got into the hobby, and that is Alhambra.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think this would be because.
God, talk about more giant acrylic pieces.
Yes, I want my acrylic pieces. I want my giant miniatures. I want to see the board. I want to see it grow out of the ground. Plus, it's because of it's one of the things I was thinking about, especially for color blindness. It is so hard to score that game. So having it be 3D, you can then have different building sculpts, and yes, a fountain sculpt definitely in the middle. Actually, an individual fountain sculpt for each player. But if you have that, then people can do it. They can look at their board and go, okay. Boom, boom, boom. Plus the other thing is, the one rule that everybody has trouble with is the wall. Because you can only place a wall piece against a wall piece. This now makes it so you can see where the wall piece is, and you can tell which are connected, which are not connected. Because at times, I mean, I've seen people do it where they count right over it, not realizing there's no wall in that section. It looks like there might be, but there's not. I mean, so it's little usability things. And I think having I get why I like the cards, and I think the money cards could look way better than they do. Because they're kind of meh. And then, the acrylic tiles out of the bag, like, okay, here we go. These are what you're bidding on. I think most of that'd be pretty fun. I mean, because the other thing, too, you could do is actual 4 different types of coins. Get a screen, put them behind the screen.
Yeah.
And then, because technically you're not supposed to know what a person has. And pay for it. But, I mean, I think this would be a great game for them to give that Awaken Realms treatment to. I think there are 2 better games but to give it to. But,
I agree. There's 3 better games. In fact, 8.
But it is one that I think really does, because I do have the Mega Box for this one too.
I don't disagree with you though. I would love to play this more colorblind friendly.
So I mean, definitely. I think this
game's what, 20 years old?
Something like that, yeah. Probably early aughts, early teens, late aughts.
I don't remember when it won the Spiel.
Daniel 2 will tell us somewhere in there. All right, my number 3 is another older game, but not that much older. I think it's 2014, somewhere around there. But I know this entire group loves this game. So much so that it was a Dammit Daniel game for a GameheadGeek over here. And this is a Rudiger Dorn game from Pegasus Spiel. Also a Kinderspiel winner, Istanbul. Such a good game. I don't know what you would really do other than update the artwork, but maybe give us acrylic boards or recessed boards where we can do all the different stuff. A little bit better card play. Magnet workers. Yeah, exactly. There you go. And just this game sings for every thing that it does. It's like It's kind of a worker placement, but it's kind of an action retrieval kind of thing. But it's also a race game to so many rubies depending on the player count. And I love everything about this game. I think this one is one of the best Kinderspiel winners ever. I love how simplistic it is, really. At its core, it's like, okay, I got to find the most efficient path to get me all this stuff here and then work my way over there before you guys find your efficiency path. I suck at this game because I'm not a very efficient player for some reason, but I enjoy everything about it. You're not going to have to do too much with expansions on it. I think this game could look really nice as well. So for me, my number 3 is Istanbul.
It was on my
I'm
short
not gonna lie,
list.
this was on my short list, and one of the only reasons I bought this or wanted to play this is because I had got I don't even know if I still have it. Yes, I do. The golden ticket, the Willy Wonka's, and you're like, this is just like, and I was like, really? And so then we played it, and I was like, nope, I have to buy this. This is way better. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Willy Wonka's golden ticket, but like, this was way better.
Yeah, so Istanbul, my number 3. All right, moving on to our number 2s.
I was going to say, I didn't put this on my list because I knew it would be on
yours. Oh, yeah. That would easily be on my list.
All right. By the way, your game was 2003 is when it won the Kinderspiel.
Or the Spiel des Jahres? Alhambra?
Spiel des Jahres, yeah. Alhambra.
All right, so to you.
So, this one is a fireside game, and I know it's never going to happen because they got rid of the IP.
I know which one you're talking about here.
I would love to see Star Trek Panic redone.
Yes.
And actually have that ship. And then have little actual ships that go like almost kind of like X-Wing, but just Star Trek ships that would be flying around you. And just overall like seeing that ship slowly just blow and implode on itself. And as stupid as this sounds, having like a miniature of your character just sitting on your board, I think would be kind of cool as well. It's not going to do a lick of good at anything, but just to have that. So, like I said, that's what I would love to see is Star Trek Panic, because when that first came out, I was so enthralled with like just the fact, unlike Castle Panic, like you get to move. So if there's somebody in this quadrant, you could move the whole ship 2 quadrants over, and now it's behind you. So like that concept of spatial moving. And then just that cardboard standee was really cool, but just to have that as like a 3D miniature sitting on your table and just watching it like replace pieces to see it start to blow up would be just amazing.
That one is good. Like I hadn't even considered that one.
I thought about it for a little bit, but I was like, I don't know how they would get it. First off, the whole licensing thing for that matter.
Yeah. And like I said, I know it's a tough one because they don't even make that game anymore. Like I almost gave it to a friend who's a big Star Trek fan, and I'm glad I didn't because that is my favorite version of
Castle Panic.
Castle Panic.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. I still have my copy. We need to get it to the table again. I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah,
I might make it my pick next time. I think my pick.
Well, you're up this week if you come.
Yeah. So
there's a Star Trek game out there with the ships that I don't know if you could use them or not because I don't know.
Ascendancy. That's their version of X-Wing.
Yes. So
I might have to look into that and see if I can't find some of those ships. I'm pretty sure I could print an Enterprise on my 3D printer. I'm pretty sure I could find one and then just make like little tokens to add to.
You should make a detachable Enterprise. This thing when stuff starts blowing up.
They didn't. Oh, no, they did because the disc would still depart. Yeah, that's right. So, but that is my number 2.
Your number 2, sir.
So my number 2 is it's a sequel to a game. The game has actually gotten the Awaken Realms treatment. I like this one way better, and actually, interestingly enough, it has finally passed it on Board Game Geek.
I was like, wait a minute. Okay, never mind. Got it. I know.
Rankings wise, it is now ahead of Agricola, and that is Caverna. I would love to see them do exactly what they have done for Agricola to Caverna. I think this, or should I say Caverna, the cave farmers.
Yeah.
I think this would be just one of those games that 100% should be done. It just you've got to. It's I don't know. To me, it was a better fit for the theming than Agricola was. It made more sense, but yeah, it had fun ways to go, because you were dwarves farming, so there were fun ways to go with it. You bring in
you won't have the disc anymore, so that would be nice.
Yep.
Did you play Converta when you played it?
I did, and I love that game. I would almost buy it, but again, it's only something I would play with you guys.
Yeah.
But if they did the Awaken Realms treatment, I would probably pick it up.
Just to have it on the shelf.
Yep.
Just to have it on the shelf.
But here's the bigger question. Are they going to do a Converta Dead Harvest?
That would be very cool. I mean, I don't even know, because Dead Harvest got pushed back to 2027.
Yeah.
So, but I think that would be very cool if they did something like that. We'd have to see, but it also depends on what Dead Harvest does.
Yeah, exactly. I want to look more into what they're going to do with Dead Harvest. I understand why they pushed it because they're still working on the Agricola part of things. So, all right. I kind of figured this was going to be on your list because you and me have been talking about it. Who was thinking about getting rid of his Caverna? Was it Daniel 2?
Daniel 2, yeah. I told him I will take it off his hands.
All right, so my number 2 is another Kinderspiel winner, though I think Istanbul is the better game. I think this one needs the Awaken Realm treatment, more so. We really do enjoy it. I love the concept of this game, where you can be brave or cowardly. And this is Broom Service from from Ravensburger.
Oh, God, I need it.
Oh. This one just needs that treatment. It's a fantastic game. Like I said, I think Istanbul is the much better game. But I think Broom Service deserves a better version out there. Think about the towers that are up there. How you can situate how they look. Okay, this is the one that everybody can produce to, or someone can only sell to here once. That kind of thing. The card stock would be amazing on this one. The little witch miniatures going around the board in your player color and stuff like that. I think all of that would sing really well with the Awaken Realms treatment, because I think this is a fantastic game for as old as it is, as much fun, and how simple it is too. It's like, I'm choosing to do this as a Brave action. I hope none of you played Brave, or else I'm screwed on this one. Or that part where you're like, oh, well, hey, you're going to do Brave? All right, I'm going last, and I played that card. So, all right, I'm getting something out of this. That kind of thing. And it's that push and pull, because we all have the same cards. We just determine when we're going to play them and how we're going to play them. And you know what? I don't need it that bad. I'm going to play cowardly, and I'm going to take my resources, because now I can just do what I got to do. You guys fight over who's going to be brave or not, and that aspect of it. So I think Broom Service deserves the treatment more, even though Istanbul is the better game, because this one kind of came and went. And this is Broom Service is actually a reprint from Witch's Brew originally. So this is the one that deserves a 3rd edition, and Awaken Realms taking over.
Yes, definitely needs one. I didn't even think about it when
I didn't either.
Daniel 2
yeah,
asks what games are you looking for? This should have been one of the ones towards the top of the list.
Well, it's funny because when I was looking at my my shelf over here, I have all the Kinderspiels on this shelf right behind your head, and I was looking through it, and I'm like, oh, that one. Because I saw Istanbul, and I'm like, wait. And I found the other one. I'm like, this one. And that's why I went to my number 2. I'm like, as much as I think Istanbul is a fantastic game, it should become a prettier version of itself. Broom Service needs the Awaken Realm treatment.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, you ready for your number 1s? Mine's pretty easy, but GameheadGeek, tell us what your number 1 game that deserves to be Awaken Realmed.
So this is literally just to get miniatures. It's King of Tokyo.
Yeah. Yes.
So you don't have to go through everything. Just give me a base game. Boom.
You don't want 100 miniatures?
Maybe have the terrain, because that board's not very big. And just to print out that board to kind of have a little bit of a cityscape to it. Done.
Well, you can even turn into King of the City and give us the Tokyo board, give us the New York board. Give us Monster Island in there, and just
Yeah, I mean, it would be amazing if they could do all of that, but like if they just had to pick, I would just do King of Tokyo. Because even like King of New York, I mean, as much as I loved that game when it came out, and I was like, oh man, this is a great replacement. Going back into the King of New York or King of Tokyo, it's just easier to kind of get to the table and explain for some of those people where you could just get a whole bunch of people, throw some dice, and sit there and talk and have fun.
But yeah, I don't disagree. Like, it's funny how our views and our likes change, because we were like, oh, King of Tokyo, fun game. And then King of New York came out, and I'm like, oh my god, this replaces King of Tokyo. And now I'm like, screw King of New York. Go back to Tokyo. Let's go have fun over there. Just chuck dice.
Yeah.
All right, you're number one.
Oh, I agree on King of Tokyo. That one definitely could... I mean, even... And the other thing, too, even if you only bring out, like, after that 1 miniature a year or something, or 2 miniatures a year.
And here's the thing, like, Funko did it with their Godzilla game. It's like, why can't we do it with King of Tokyo? And they kept it cheap, too.
Mm-hmm. So, or should I say, 1 giant miniature.
There you go.
Because it's got to match the Godzilla that's coming.
There you go.
But, so, my number one actually is getting a reprint right now. But the company is notorious for just hitting the reprint button. They print it as is. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Really worked really well with HeroScape.
Oh my god, do we have the same number one?
Maybe. So this is Lords of Waterdeep.
Yep, my number one as well. Our first crossover.
This was the first one I thought of as soon as we...
This was originally my number two till Concordia got announced.
So this was the first one I thought of. The second one was Concordia, and Concordia would have gone in front of this one. But yeah, Lords of Waterdeep, it just 100% needs the Awaken Realms treatment. It needs to be brought back kind of into the limelight. I mean, I found out about it through Tabletop, yeah. I mean, but other than that, like, I mean, there's a lot of people that really like it, but you don't hear a lot about it. I mean, it is one of the simplest worker placement games out there. It teaches you worker placement, resource management, in easy to follow fashion. I mean, I taught it to my mom. She loves it. There's times she will beat the rest of us by 60 points. And you're like, you got to be kidding me. How did you do that? So, like, I taught it to my entire family. They all love it. Love to see this reprinted with the Awaken Realms, with Scoundrels of Skullport. Because you get super nice skulls. You can get all kinds of stuff with it. Your agents be miniatures and each different molds. Things like that. I think, actually, the cubes, which... I mean, I blinged out my copy of it. But I think that Awaken Realms would do just 100 times better at it.
Yeah, so it's also my number one. This is the one that we talked about before. I'm like, this is a game that deserves it. Because, I mean, you have, like, your wizards. You have your... what are the blue ones? Those are the... No, the white ones are the clerics. Clerics, your wizards, your fighters, and I forget what the black... Or the thieves? The rogues?
Rogues.
Yeah. So you have them. They're cubes. Give me miniatures. Give me, like, the different buildings that get built out there. Maybe, like, the acrylic standees or an actual building and stuff like that you can kind of do what we did with Puerto Rico and just put it on top of the tile and still be able to read the tile, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't disagree. It needs that updated art as well. Like, the cover is fine and stuff like that, but update it, give it more life to it, more miniatures to it. You know, give it a little bit of a revision too, because it's showing its age. It's a little long in the tooth at times, so give it a little bit of revision, give it a little refresh, give it a nice little look, and I think this is going to do a much better chance with the Awaken Realm treatment.
Oh, for sure.
It's one of those with as big and as streamlined as but mainstream as D&D has become over the last 10 years. The fact that they haven't done so is just surprising, because they've tried doing other D&D games where they already have, like, this great hit, but it's still like that very blasé color thing where you have all these great art pieces already in your game. Just take that and kind of slap it on, like.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I wish more games that got slapped with Dungeons and Dragons did better. I mean, look at the one that just recently came out, Builders of Baldur's Gate or something like that from Matthew Dunstan. It's not doing too well. It doesn't look all that great either. It's like, so yeah, I'm hoping for something better with this game coming out if they Awaken Realms do get a hold of it.
The reviews aren't good for the newest one that's coming out, so it's like you just kind of shake your head.
Yeah.
It's like you have so much, you can do better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they had a tavern one. I can't remember what the tavern one was, and it looked really good. But then when I started looking at the reviews, it was really bad. It's the one you could always find at Barnes and Noble now.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
Yawning
about.
Portal or something.
Yeah, Yawning Portal or something like that.
All right. With that being said, those were our picks. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments below or wherever you're hearing this podcast. Again, you're anti-social media, so no one can find you unless you hang out with us when we go to like cons or something like that. But GameheadGeek, tell the people where they can find you.
I am still on TikTok and Instagram. I'm not as big over there as I used to be, but that's where I still post every now and then things I'm doing with my kids. I'm trying to get that back up. I finally have got my room somewhat cleaned up where I can probably put my table back in here to start going through some of those and reviewing some of the games I have.
And I'll leave a link to all that stuff down below if you follow this on YouTube or on our podcast side of things. With that being said, you can get in contact us at our email, everydayboardgames2020@gmail.com, just to give us ideas or enter contest out there, as well as you can follow us on our Instagram at everydayboardgames on Instagram.com/@everydayboardgames. You can tell I'm not used to this part of it. That's not part of my read.
Mm-hmm.
All video uploads and reviews are found under youtube.com/@everydayboardgames. And if you like what we do, there are 3 things you can do to help us grow on that platform. Subscribe if you're not, like the video, and comment down below and tell us your thoughts on the subject. If you like to join us live when we do these recordings, you can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/everydayboardgames. And all audio versions can be found on most podcast platforms under Everyday Board Games Podcast. Those include Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and Apple. I'd like to thank our 2 special guests for joining me, as Daniel too had family obligations. Go ahead.
Huh?
GameheadGeek joining me, Dammit Dom joining me.
Oh,
Thank
sorry.
you guys. With that being said, remember, every day is a good day for board gaming.